Today's a new day. This is the day after Halloween. We got a 23 Bronco Sport in here today. So typically with Ford vehicles, I like to bottom load these vehicles. They're super easy to take apart. Normally there's just like 1 or 2 screws and you're able to just roll the door back and pull the sweep right out. These, for whatever reason, most Fords typically will take a 7mm. These, they made them in 8mm. I don't know why, but. So by taking that sweep out, that alleviates all the tension off the bottom of the film and just allows me to just slide it in there, set it in place, squeegee, roll it up, squeegee the rest, and then it's good to go. Just put everything back together. And it's the same thing on these back doors. Again, remove your cover, take the 8mm out, roll the door back, and then pull the sweep out, and then you're good to go. Once we get everything taken apart, then I normally roll over here to my computer. So we do computer cut all our tint for the most part. If I have to hand cut things, I will. That's just how the game is. But with our computer software, all I gotta do is put in the year, make, model. Every now and then it'll ask for a specific trim, but that's pretty rare. But I like to use the core software. I think it's one of the most accurate softwares out there right now. So I go to the template library and I'm able to just pull up the doors, line them up how I want, and adjust it to where it cuts below the gasket and just hit print. So just to give you guys kind of a better look at what I'm doing here. So I'll open up a new cut board. Here's all my templates for this vehicle. Click on the back doors, it'll add it. Add that, let's see, and then we're gonna wanna add the back glass. And that's one of the cool things about this, it gives me different options. So with this one, like, it looks like it gives me the option to be able to cut around those defrosters. So we'll go ahead and like double check the vehicle. So like these right here, the computer will automatically cut around that for us. And all I gotta do is just unclip these. So yes, we do want it to cut around that for us. So we'll go ahead and we'll just click this option, hit add. Gets added to this cut board here. Since we're bottom loading these doors, we can go ahead and adjust the patterns the way we want. When you're bottom loading stuff like that, you can, because film can only shrink up and down, not out the sides. So when we bottom load, it takes that tension off the bottom. Most of the time, not every time, but most of the time you don't have to shrink. And all you do is just peel and stick it in there. So just like this, I just rearranged everything to where I think it will cut the most efficient. I could probably squeeze these closer together, but sometimes if you get them too close, it'll jam up the plotter and stuff like that. And then I got a whole mess and I got to throw away all that film. So we'll just get this all set up like this. So now I have this cut board, and I can also go to, I also got to get the windshield cut out. That's a cool thing, like doing windshields. Boom. That's the option we want. Just hit add. Wada bing, wada boom. So that's already set up and ready to go. All I gotta do is just load my film up on here and set my settings and then hit print. So once the computer cuts everything out, I walk everything over here to our peel board. We'll lay our tin up here and just start cutting off some of the excess material, make things easier to weed out for us. So that's what I mean. Like I said, this is all excess material now. Like I said, we just made it where it wasn't so much by trimming it up prior. And like I said, it just cuts out the template. So now this right here, it's ready to be installed. All right, so we got our window tint cut out. We've got the doors prepped so the sweeps are removed. Put our towel in here to help protect the doors and everything. And so now it's just ready to get the window all cleaned up and get it ready for install. So all I'm doing here is I'm just taking a razor blade and I'm just going through and seeing if I can feel any contaminants that may be stuck on the glass, like glue. I noticed on the top edge of these that there's like almost like a piece of the gasket or like rubber stuck to it. So that right there, stuff like that will have to be razored off. But a lot of this stuff will just be able to be scrubbed off with just my scrubber. I'm constantly trying to clean out all the sides and stuff like that as I'm going. So I'm gonna roll this down. Looks like a lot of that stuff, the little rubber stuff I was talking about that was stuck on the top edge, it looks like a lot of it just scrubbed off with just my scrub pad. But I'm still going to make sure we go through and razor that just to be sure, 100% sure that we got that. Because nobody would want to spend the time to install tint just to have a bad result and have to redo it. So we might as well just do our due diligence now and go ahead and get all that stuff scraped off and make sure we got it. So what I always do as well is I like to get my towel wet and make sure we scrub that very top of the glass, and then I'll go back up, clean the gasket. Because sometimes, every now and then, as I'm going through here and clean, like if I bump the door, maybe some dirt will fall out of the top in there and get into my stuff. So I make sure to take the time to get all that stuff all cleaned up as much as we can. We'll roll the window up one more time. We'll just shred it. Sweetie. I'm really bad about setting tools down and walking away, and the next thing I'm doing like 100 laps around the vehicle. So I started wearing these aprons, and it does help out tremendously with efficiency and stuff like that, and losing stuff. I'm constantly losing stuff. Right. One more scrub. Wipe the top edge. Get that top gasket. Wipe my sides. I'm gonna take my tri-edge tool here and just swoop. Do a double swipe. Boom. Now this window is cleaned, prepped, and ready to have film installed. So what I like to do is I'll push on the glass a little bit to help open up that gasket on the sides, and then really make sure I get my slip in there. That way I don't have any problems when it comes time for that. And I also spray the air to help drag any dirt down. Tuck that in there. And then we apply the tension to the sides. Boom. Now we gotta get everything lined up. Like I said, I think Core does an excellent does an excellent job of cutting out templates accurately. Man, this just has such a good fit for a computer cut. I was trying out a different software and I just instantly regretted it. Everything looked bad. It was causing all kinds of different issues. So this right here is just a safe bet for me. So no cutting on people's cars. When I'm like, so when I take them apart like this, there's no heat involved. For some reason, I forgot where my squeegees were. So on this initial pass, all it is just a soft squeegee. Like I said, because I'm not trying to completely tack down my film. I'm just trying to remove a little bit of slip or my soapy solution out from underneath the film. And this right here just gives me an option to make a last second adjustment, because sometimes when you get all that water behind it, this is the most slippery it's going to be. So when I'm squeegeeing, it does have a tendency to move at first. I think we like that line up right there. And then so when I do this next pass, I apply a little bit more pressure. So this area is like a medium to heavy. Because like I said, everything is still pretty slick. I'm barely able to move it, so everything's tacked in place. Try to get that water out of the sides. I am applying quite a bit of pressure on my sides because like I'm really trying to get that water out of the sides there. It's like as soon as those sides are tacked down for whatever reason, that's when the film really gets tacky. So everything should be tacked in place. I'm just drying off my top edge just in case any water tries to seep back in. If water starts to seep back in, that could bring in contaminants with it. All right. And then, like I said, it's just easy business from here. Just finish up the squeegee pattern. I normally try to get all the tension of the film out towards my bottom corners. I find myself having more luck of not getting any fingers and stuff like that. Make sure everything's evenly dispersed. But like I said, it's the same thing that I was saying on the first one. The first pass I always do is softer. Do a soft first pass, and then on the second one is where I ramp up the pressure and I'm like really trying to pull water out. Right. So that right there is one door down. And I want to bring you guys in a closer look at what I was talking about. Like I said, so kind of like rubber, and then like this right here is some kind of like glue that's stuck on there. So that's what I was saying, like double checking and make sure we razor all that stuff off there. Well, of course, I got the back window done and I forgot to hit record. So this whole time I've been working on this thing, I forgot to hit record. But I'll just take you in real quick that this is a pretty clean install. All I did, we put a little bit of dry shrink on the back glass. So we clean this off, and it's like the dry shrink, it's called Dry Shrink Prep. That's literally the name of the product. And it's almost like a shredded up organic bar of soap. They put in an applicator pad, or like put the shavings in a bag, get it wet and smear it on the glass. It gives it like this waxy layer on the glass to the point where
it'll allow my film to move where it needs to go when I'm shrinking it, but also when I take my card and go over it, it'll tack in and make sure it stays in place. So like you got to have kind of like a mix of both. And I just, since I had a bunch of stuff in the way, like the stuff right there on the top, it's mainly just those top pieces that were in the way, those hinges. I had to move the film down a little bit, make a shorter H pattern, and just hit it with the torch, and just do like small pockets, and then install nice and smooth. So I'll just take you in real close on that. So like I was saying, the computer, it cuts around those defrosters. All you gotta do is just plug these in and out. So all they do, there's a little tab on there, unclip them, and then you just plug them right back in just like that, and it's all done. Like I said, all this is all nice and laid smooth. I'll come back later and double check everything. Boom. Yeah, not bad for a torch shrink. On a window like this, it's not too bad. Yeah. Now doing these side windows, so they're really easy. The hardest part about these that frustrate me is the fact like they're so easy, but yet like I understand there's no such thing as a perfect tint job, but like why not? Why can't it be perfect? So right now what I did was spray the glass and then intentionally let a little bit of the water overspray onto the plastic a little bit. That's on purpose, and that way I can take my towel and scrub those plastics and try to get up any dirt that I can. And then I got to be cautious of the headliner as well. So if I'm hitting the headliner and shaking it, stuff like that, it could cause dirt to fall down into the tint. So like I said, get everything scrubbed. Edges real quick, emblem. And then I'll switch over to a squeegee that doesn't have a handle on it. This helps getting these spots that are real small and everything. It's hard to get a full-size squeegee into. And I'll take my card around the edge. Wada bing, wada boom. All right. So like I said, I'll spray the glass. Try to be real careful where I'm spraying water. Mop up any water they got onto the plastics. Let's just dry it up best I can. So, but we got to move quick so nothing dries out. We get a dry spot, then that's going to make our film look real bad. Clean my hands. All right. See what we can do here. Patterns. So, I've noticed on Broncos when I do these computer cut on quarter windows, they definitely make sure the template is large enough to cover any variance. Because I've done some of these windows where they'll like have gotten a window replaced and it's with an aftermarket glass, and the window has a little bit of a variant to it, and so they make sure that these templates do fit all of them. So it's one and done. Just like that window is done. So we got the whole back half of the car done. Like I said, we got all that done 5% ceramic tint. Now we are moving on to the front doors. So the client wants 20% front doors, and then when we get to the windshield, we'll be doing 50%. Got me impressed.
Had it just like that, had it right on track, and I keep finding never had thoughts that control me until something bad left me so lonely, and I want it back. I want the old me. Try to forget, but things just remind me. There's a million things I could say, but you never really knew that. But you never really knew I'm not this way. Wanna take it back to the way. Had it just like that.
a little bit of glass cleaner, and then everything looks fine. Looks just like new again. So.
Had it just like that, had it right on track, and I keep finding never had thoughts that control me until something bad left me so lonely, and I want it back. I want the old me. Try to forget, but things just remind me. There's a million things I could say, but you never really knew that. But you never really knew I felt this way. Wanna take it back. Wanna take it back to when we had it just like that, had it right on track, and I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up. There's a million things I could say, but you never really knew that. But you never really knew I felt this way. Wanna take it back, wanna take it back to when we had it just like that, had it right on track. There's a million things I could say.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove this cutout of the mirror. Awesome. Yeah, if you take the mirror section out before you shrink, it makes the film harder to stay vertical. The film will try to shrink sideways again, and we don't want that. Because like I said, the film can only shrink one direction. So. And the fact that I was able to get that out before installing, that helps us tremendously working around that mirror. Fold that up just like it was an origami. Keeps everything nice and controlled. And we will roll this up, go to the other side, and then unroll it.
and hold. And just like that, done. So it didn't require a whole lot of heat. Like I said, just a little kiss, and then it stays put. So, and that was the last window to tint. So.
Wanna take it back to when we had it just like that, had it right on track.